We're nearly finished with the Excel portion of this tutorial. At this point, you should be able to select and change cell values in Excel, manipulate the format of those cells, and be comfortable creating some basic logic using Visual Basic. The only piece left to add is a mechanism to loop through multiple iterations of your process. In our case, the players in a fantasy draft. There are several ways to create loops in Excel: do until loops, do while loops, and for each loops. Do until loops work well for repetitive processes that have a certain number of iterations. Do while loops are good for looping while certain criteria is being met, and for each loops are good to loop through lists of unknown size or manipulate data other than numbers. We will exclusively focus on the for each loops. You'll need two things to set up for a for each loop. One is a variable name, and two is a list to loop through. The variable name can be as generic or specific as you'd like, but it's important to keep in mind these variables need to be unique when creating nested loops. I got in the habit of using rcell as my generic variable name. If I'm creating a quick single loop macro, I'll use more specific names when creating more complex macros. You can set your list using any of the many different ways we've previously created ranges and lists. I tend to create my list as a variable using the set statement, but you don't have to. We'll do something easy for the first example of a for each loop. I want to set the list for the first 25 quarterbacks, range B2 to B26 on the list sheet. I'll call my variable the player cell, but any variable name will do. You can use rcell or quarterback or anything else you might think of. So we will write the for each variable in sheets list.range B2 to B26. Hit enter twice and then close the loop by saying next and variable name. Everything between these lines will be looped for each of the cells we've listed. To keep this example easy, I'll just have each cell be copied so we can step through the process and you can see the macro working. We write playerCell.copy between the two lines of code and can now watch our short macro loop through our list.